Hi everyone, my name is Christy, Salty Stitcher, and my channel is Salty Stitcher Designs on YouTube, also on Instagram, Facebook, all of the socials. So we're going to do something a little different today. I have my first stitch with me set up here. This is the first time I've tried this. I have a new camera, a new setup. So we're gonna give it a go today, and we'll see how it goes. I think will be about 20 or 30 minutes, um, and I am stitching on one of my new designs. It is called Quaker Sailboats, and this is the chart. Some of you have seen this as a sneak peek this will be released sometime between StitchCon and Needlework Expo. It'll be available at your local needlework shop. But right now I'm stitching the model. So for those of you who are interested, you get a sneak peek into me stitching the model today. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch camera views. And this is what I have so far. So essentially I have the clouds. I also have these clouds. I have mackerel skies and mare's tails, and I have the outline of the sailboats. So today I will be working on the first sail right here. And yeah, while I prep my thread, I'm using color and cotton thread, and this is a 40 count linen. And I will remember in a minute what by whom. I think it's Under the Sea Fabrics, and I'm using color and cotton, but this is also charted in DMC. As well. So, but I'm using some color and cotton, a mixture of the regular line and also some threads of the month there, or floss, yeah, floss of the months. Okay, so I'm going to be working on the sail that comes down here, and I'll be working on some of the designs. And I thought I'd also take this opportunity during the stitch with me just to reintroduce myself. Some of you may have just found me from the StitchCon Floss Tube list, and if so, welcome. I will be at StitchCon Weekend A, which is really exciting for me. I am bringing my mom with me, which is fantastic. It is her first retreat. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm just starting off here with a pin stitch. And I tend to stitch two-handed. So there we go. First stitch in, full crosses. I'm working on the designs, so let's see, I'm trying to do this without a magnifier. Yeah, so I'm working on these designs right here, and I will fill in with the sail. Yeah, so we'll just plug along here. Also wanted to take the opportunity to maybe reintroduce myself. So again, my name is Christy, and I've been cross-stitching, for on and off for at least 20 years, 25 years. My mom taught me when I was 16 years old, and I did a bunch of patterns, and then maybe lost interest for a few years. But always enjoyed her work. She kept stitching. She absolutely loves making baby announcements, and our family is quite big. So there are a lot of babies to go around. So she is known for her baby announcements. Those of you who will be at StitchCon, she'll be probably working on the latest announcement for the latest baby that is due a little bit later on in the year. And let's see, so I started stitching again seriously in 2019. I was on a cruise with my family, and Aunt Judy was with us. And Aunt Judy is an avid quilter, but she also dabbles in some needlepoint when her eyesight allows. And on the cruise ship, we went to an activity sponsored by the cruise line, and they were giving out these needlepoint kits. And so I'm sure I'd gotten enough sun for the day and went with Aunt Judy to the activity. And I got my first needlepoint kit. And this was meant to be stitched in half crosses. It was like a little change purse, and then an eyeglass holder. And the deal was, on this cruise, if you finished that, you would take it for free. You would stitch along with everyone for about an hour. And then you would, once you were done stitching it, you would go back and you could get another pattern. And I was just instantly hooked. So for a few days, my husband watched Aunt Judy and I stitch on these projects pretty much every waking moment of the day. And I had taken a picture during one of our shore excursions, and my husband dared me to stitch the picture. And it was, most of you who have seen it, if you've seen my channel, it is the lions. So it's a picture of about 5 lions laying in the grass underneath the tree, taking a nap. And my husband dared me to stitch it. And I'm like, oh, sure, there's probably an app for that. And indeed there was. So the next sea day, I found the app, I downloaded the app, and did my first image conversion into a pattern. Now, hey guys, I knew nothing about converting an image to a cross stitch pattern. I had never worked on anything that big in my life. I don't think my mom had ever worked on something like that. But I asked her via email at the time, and she's like, yep, stitch it on Aida, stitch it on 14 count Aida, and use 3 strands of DMC. This thing, I will probably show it in my next floss tube, because it was part of my whip go for May. But this thing is like 36 inches wide and about 24 inches tall. It is huge. Now, I've been working on this project for now 3 years, and I am almost done. I can kind of see the end in sight in terms of it being done maybe this year. But that's how I got into stitching. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I fell in love with stitching. The lions were coming out. They were looking beautiful. And I decided just to start an Etsy site and throw it up on my Etsy, because I had beautiful pictures, and I really didn't want to be the only one that could stitch or see these images. So that is how Salty Stitcher Designs kind of started. And would you know, I already made a counting error. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna frog a little bit here. So you're getting all of the good stuff early on. I could tell this is my first time. So we're gonna frog a little bit and a couple stitches. Didn't get too far before realizing it. This is the easiest way to frog, and probably the most elegant, but it also takes the most time. So if you only have a few stitches to go, this is the way I recommend frogging, and then rethreading. And now we're back in action. Okay. So did I indeed start in the right spot? 1, 2, 3. No, I did not. Okay. Okay, I think we're back in action now. Okay, back to the story. So I had my first couple designs on Etsy. Um, and yeah, that's how it all started. And then I jumped in, found the world of floss tube. And that's probably a whole different conversation for a different stitch with me. But one thing led to another, and now I started some other designs based or inspired by my travels. So I have a whole bunch of designs now, and yeah, I'm just enjoying the process of designing and learning how to put these projects out on the market. Um, yeah, more to follow on that. So that's how everything started. The Lions, the first project. Okay, let's see. Sorry for the dead air, but just trying to count again, see where to go next. Let's see, another question I get a lot, especially at work or especially from my friends, is, why do I cross stitch? And that's a very interesting question. I have some of you know, if you've watched my channel, I have a really stressful job. I'm a member of the US Coast Guard. I have been for 28 years now, including the Coast Guard Academy. And it is not a low stress profession. So I try to find ways to relax, try to find ways to reduce my stress. So I tried meditating. Now, I don't know if any of you have tried to meditate. I am, let's just say I'm not great at it. Meditation is not something I can do. I tend not to be able to sit still. I always want to do something. My mind starts to wander. But I find that stitching really helps me relax and is almost like a moving meditation for me. Like many of you, I could probably sit down for hours and just stitch, and it helps me kind of unravel my thoughts for the day, create space for some new thoughts. Typically, when I'm counting and stitching, I'm not fretting about work. I'm not thinking about work. It is the only time where I find that life just kind of slows down a bit. So it's good for me, and I can sit and do this for hours, and I know I'm in a fantastic state when my fitness tracker registers that I'm asleep. That's how I know I've reached kind of the peak meditative state here. But every other time I've tried to meditate, I feel like I've failed. I can't sit there for more than 2 minutes without having to itch something, without having to move around, thinking about what's next in my email. So stitching has kind of filled that gap. I'm able to relax. I'm able to kind of breathe. I'm able to think. And it's just a fantastic way to finish up my day. I've had to let go of the idea of what a perfect meditation looks like. But for me, the perfect meditation looks like just stitching for 1 or 2 hours to finalize my day. Sometimes I have an audiobook on, sometimes I have some music on, sometimes I'm watching or listening to my favorite TV show, but I don't judge it anymore. I just accept what I'm able to do at the end of the day. And I know it's working because when I don't get the opportunity to stitch in the evening, I miss it. I miss it, and I really want to go back to it. In the times that I find that I'm mindlessly scrolling on social media, I know I probably should be just putting the phone down and just stitching instead. So yeah, that is why I stitch. And now it's so much more. Right? There's plenty of motivation on FlossTube. I'm constantly motivated to create new designs. I find myself to be a little bit more creative. And yeah, so I've been doing this now, I guess, for probably close to 3 years, since 2019. Yeah, close to 3 years. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm really excited to head to StitchCon this year. This will be my second year at StitchCon. And as I mentioned earlier, my mom is coming with me, which is going to be fun. It is her first retreat. Her first retreat. I think she's kind of nervous about it, but I've assured her that it's going to be just a really fun time. But you know, everyone's first retreat is a little nerve-wracking. There are some videos out there. If this is your first retreat, there are some videos with hints and tips on what to bring, what not to bring. I know last year I brought, gosh, I think I brought maybe 6 projects to work on, which was really overzealous. I think I ended up only working on maybe 2 projects the entire weekend. Even though I was meeting a lot of people for the first time, I never, fell short of conversation. Made some incredible friends. And then the trip to Keepsakes was just amazing. So I felt the urge to start a new project. So if you're heading to StitchCon, either weekend A, weekend B, don't bring too many projects with you. And leave the most complicated projects at home. The ones that you have to concentrate on, probably not a great idea for StitchCon. As you'll be chatting a lot and there'll be a lot going on. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of getting up, walking around, talking to people. So bringing a complicated project is probably not the best idea. Everything's mostly inside, so, pack light. And definitely bring battery operated lights, battery operated. If you need your magnifiers, bring those. The lighting is pretty good, but you may want a little bit extra light. So yeah, what are some other helpful tips? I've been telling my mom. I mean, my mom is a monogamous stitcher, so she only has max 2 projects going at the same time. So she doesn't have that problem of which projects to bring, like some of us. I mean, I have a choice between a number of projects. But I think I'm going to bring my 2 model stitches. I've been really pushing towards finishing a few model stitches before Needlework Expo, which is a online trade show for needle workshop owners only, to purchase directly from designers. So I've been pushing to finish my new designs for Needlework Expo in August. And then let's put that there. And then yeah, and I think those will be 2 good projects. And then I plan to have I'll bring my temperature charts. I have 2 of them on the go, and which are fairly easy stitches, and it'll be easy to catch up on those. And then I will probably bring one of my blackwork designs from, is it Snarky and Modern Needlework. It's a nice blackwork design. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and check out my last video where I show my progress. There's a new hexagon with blackwork design inside released each Sunday. So we're on week 20 now, which is really amazing that we're already at week 20 in the year. So I'll probably bring those, and I will absolutely bring the lions, because it is just a great conversation piece. And while it is a little bit more challenging to stitch on, everyone loves to see progress on the lion. So I will bring that as well. So and I am well aware that I just told you to only bring 1 or 2 easy projects, and I've just listed maybe 6 of them. So clearly I have a problem, and the first step is acknowledging that I have a problem. But that is okay. I will figure it out. I'm also pretty excited to go to Keepsakes again. It's been almost exactly a year. Almost exactly a year since I've been to Keepsakes. So that is going to be a lot of fun. Barbara, the owner of Keepsakes, she has also graciously allowed me to add all my charts in some thread backpacks to her trunk show. So if you're interested in some of my designs, you'll be able to purchase them at StitchCon, which I'm pretty thrilled. I was so excited. I was able to get all of the model stitches sent out early at the beginning, or mid-May. And to my knowledge, all of them are there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so one more here. All of them have made it there, so look for that section if you're going to StitchCon. And all of my charts will be there, and along with a few thread packs. So I am pretty thrilled about that. And I think that is I think that's it for StitchCon. So tips and tricks. needle workshop. Yeah, so this will be a fairly short stitch with me. We're going to see how it comes out. I'm going to roll right into a standard monthly floss tube video. But if you have any questions for me, if you want to know more about what I do, why I do it, if you want to know more about stitching in general, I'm also putting together a course for beginning stitchers. I'm so excited about that. That is in production, where I can teach you how to cross stitch. And if you're stumbling upon this video for the first time, and if you have no idea what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, or how I'm doing it, this introduction program will be perfect for you. But that is in production, more to follow on that. Now, in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's a long weekend here in the United States, and I hope you're enjoying it with family and having fun barbecues, being safe out on the water, and yeah, come join me again. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button and share it with your friends who may find this enjoyable. And come join me for my next floss tube video, which should be posted within the next day or so. Alrighty, everyone, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next time.